they feel like having a problem. And problems we usually do not want. We say to problem, I don't want that. And the basic approach in the systemic way of working is saying yes to the problem, because only because it exists. And then to look for what does the problem want to tell me. I'll give you an example of an organization. It was in a primary school in Holland where they had the 5th director in 3 years' time. And then, when something is repeating itself, a problem, then it's wonderful to look systemically. Because if you look for a new director, of course, you can make a mistake. And then the second one has to go. But if the 3rd one, and the 4th one, and the 5th one are there, then you really may think of something in this system, of this organization, is drawing attention. And to cut a long story a bit short, what has happened that the founder of that school, who had been a beautiful, wonderful headmaster for 25 years, for some private reason had become an alcoholic. And he forgot about his school and he was fired. And what the system, the school system as an organization, does not accept is that the founder is fired. He may be fired, but he needs to be thanked for being the founder of the school and having done a good job for 25 years. And now he has to leave. And this process of thanking the founder had missed. They did not do that. And then, let's say, the chair, where the headmaster is sitting on, is not allowing the next one to sit there, because the chair and what has happened there needs to be thanked. And that is an example of looking at a system as a living, as an organization as a living system. And that's characteristic for what I teach.
So that is one of the basic principles you're teaching, you have been teaching during the course now.
And I sometimes can give it a very short title, like Problems are Solutions. And then it's really the challenge to look behind or underneath the problem. What does the system want to tell me by presenting this problem? And that is really saying yes to the problem that is there and trying to understand. And that is a movement in people that's not so easy to make, because the basic thing is, problems, no, we don't want that. And then I can make them interested in, what does it want to tell?
And you're an artist in this, I've seen.
Yeah, well, I'm quite, I go for the full then, then, And what is special as well is using your own awareness as a consultant, as a coach, or as a manager. What happens with me in this system where I am a part of it? And then using that information is helpful to solve things. Which means that it goes without a lot of thinking and a lot of processing and a lot of judgments. This is an approach without any judgment. Just to be as open as possible, to what the system wants to show.
So what would be the benefits for our Mexican entrepreneurs, our business people, our coaches, consultants?
I think what I bring in trainings and courses is also kind of everyday interventions you can make in your organization, and that you can do as a manager. For instance, that as a manager you can honor, I had this example of a merger in a company. 2 companies come together, the one bigger than the other one. What usually is happening with mergers, the smaller one is kind of incorporated, not being seen anymore from where it comes. And everything is for the future. New goals, new targets, new turnover, more income. And a way of saying for me is the door to the future opens itself via the past. So you first have to look at where do both organizations come from? How can they respect each other in the value, in what they represent, in who they are? And then go on in this process of merging. So that there is a recognition for each one of them. Not only for the bigger one or the more rich one, but for both, or all 3 or 4.
So your coaching is for big companies and big processes in the companies, and also for individual processes of managers, for example.
Yeah, that's true. And it's in big companies, it is also family businesses, where you sometimes have this interference of what belongs to the family, what belongs to the business.
Yes.
And what in the business is repeating itself from the family. And how can you, for the well-being of both the family and the business, disentangle these kind of things?
Yes. And Mexico has a lot of family business.
Unbelievable. I'm so impressed. When I walk on the street here and I see how many people make their own income by polishing shoes, by selling papers, sweets, cigarettes, make all these food stalls, all the people that sell drinks, press oranges and peel pineapples and everything. I'm so impressed how many people make their own income here.
Yes, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people who have really the courage and the energy to go through with sometimes also difficult jobs. No? So they could be they could benefit also from this work.
For me it would be very nice to have them as well.
Yeah, so we could think of a better future for the Mexican economy and for the Mexican people.
Oh, that's that's really big. But contributing to that, yes. In a different new way. Yeah.
And that is a very wonderful contribution you are giving us, because lots of business people are in the seminars, and lots of coaches and people who are trying to put up their own business. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And we hope to see you soon again.
I'm happy to come back. Thank you so much, Ingela.
Thank you, Anton.